Hello everybody, I am back with a flip through of my finished childhood memory journals. Finally, so I'm going to start with this one and move this one out of the frame for now. So this one has the old, I would say they're antique, maybe. They're like either from the 30s or 40s, these little wooden tiles. That have the letters on them, and it says childhood memories, and the journal has a seam binding closure. It is 9 inches tall by 6 inches wide, and I've used like retro style fabric, and I sewed around it with my sewing machine, and it also has some batting under the fabric, so it's a little bit of soft, like feels like a heart pillow. Okay, so anyway, it has one signature. The spine is a 1-inch spine, and this is the back. And you don't have to use this if you don't want to. I figured it fits perfectly in here. I like the red with it, and because it can be pretty chunky if you add more stuff, this will help keep it closed. Okay, so on the inside of the cover, I have this paper bag with this lovely image that I've sewn around, and I have filled it with some stationery paper, a vintage postcard from the Crazy Horse Memorial from May 1969, and a old bingo card. Oops. And then the first page is a coffee dyed paper that has a tab that I sewed on it with eyelets and a ball pin, and it has a tab that tag that says memories that I made. And you can certainly remove it if it bothers you. I just thought it's a nice addition to the journal. We have an old kids book page, which is I think from the 50s. Some writing paper. Then we have some more old kids book pages that I've sewn some lace onto. And most kids book pages are like from the 50s or 60s, except for I used one, I think this one is from a little golden book that's not that old, like not as old as the other ones. And then here's an old advertisement page from a 50s Life magazine. And here I made a pocket with book pages from the 50s with a big journaling tag with coffee dyed lined paper. And then there's just a playing game card, and then this old chipmunk playing card, also from the 50s. Cute little bunny. He's very tired. He keeps oh my gosh, he keeps yawning. Then we have some old yellowish paper that you can journal on. Here's a little bit of vintage music paper with some book page pocket and a playing card for Go Fish. It's a bear. And then I made this tag you can journal on. And this actually has a playing card that's from 1921. It says, "Oh, yum, yum." It's a little faded, but it's beautiful. All the cards are beautiful. And I sewn some a French paper on it with some lace. Over here we have a corner pocket that has a little printout with this little paper doll that you can cut out and dress. And I cut this paper doll out and put her on a tag. Has some antique German paper, a book page, some old vintage wallpaper, and some fabric flowers. And then these are just some vintage playing cards that you can use for whatever you want, for crafting, I guess. You don't have to keep them in here. Some school paper to write on. This is also a 50s kids book page. I love the yellow. Some more writing paper. And then here we have an old vintage photo negative. It's from a national park, and I made this journaling card that you can just tag under. It put under here, guess what? It stays right there. Then we have an old antique book page from the book called Black Beauty. And then I made from a big window envelope, I made a pocket, a double pocket actually, and I have a journaling card in here from that's the first version of Strawberry Shortcake. Some old 50s graph paper. It just goes in here. Some coffee dyed paper. Here's another piece of advertising paper from the 50s Life magazine. Here's a page of the 1960s reprint of my 1897 Roebuck, Sears Roebuck catalog. And I used pages that have like kids' outfits. This is a piece of a diddle stationery pad. I grew up with this. And then here's some old ledger paper. This is a printout from a coloring book. I think it's from the 50s or 60s maybe. It's from a digital. Then here's some printed writing paper with another tag. And here I have a big pocket with a vintage doily, a vintage button, and then some lace. And then I made this little booklet with vintage gift wrap. And you can just write on this. It's like coffee dyed graph paper. And some Bambi stickers. Or actually not stickers, they're just die cuts. And this whole thing fits in here. Some more old writing paper. This is from an old storybook. And then here's another corner pocket with a vintage doily. And then I made this little booklet thing from these paper doll kitties. And have some old ledger paper in here for more journaling. Some more paper, same from the Life magazine. And then I have some coffee dyed paper, and every once in a while you come across these little kits. These are German scrap reliefs. These are vintage as well. Well, it says made in West Germany, and there hasn't been a West Germany in a very long time, so yes, it's a little older. And then here's an old book page. This is the middle. Oops, and a paper scrap. And then I have a little metal charm that's just 2 baseball bats and a baseball. And then we have a fun little paper clip, and it holds this envelope that you used to mail in your photo films to have them developed. And it's actually a pocket, so you can actually put stuff in there. I haven't filled it. And then I just clip it on here with the paper clip. And some more ads, writing paper. And then here is a little over the page clip thingy where you can write notes. And this is a digital printer of old not newspaper, wallpaper. There's another little button and an applique and some duct tape. Not duct tape, washi tape. Why do I think duct tape? And then I have like this little Tim Holtz metal clip to clip it on here, so it stays in your book. Coffee dyed paper. Here's another coloring page that you can color if you choose to, and I love this one. Hi Dottie. There's the Sears catalog page, Life magazine. There's another one of those, and these are embossed. And then I have like some old ribbon that I've sewn on to here. And then here's the other side of this envelope pocket, and I put coffee dyed lined paper so you can write on it too. And then here is this little boy from a 50s kids book. Goes in here so you can actually see him. Oop, here we go. And then here's a corner pocket that has a little notepad for little scribbling notes, quick notes. And I used a calendar down here. I used a calendar from the 60s, 1968. And then I have a coffee dyed index card with my favorite fabric. It's the second version of Strawberry Shortcake, my favorite, from the 80s. And then we have some more book pages, writing paper. Here I made a little epoxy sticker myself with an image from Peter Rabbit, not Roger Rabbit, Peter Rabbit. Then we have a shaker pocket, I don't know if you can tell, with the sequins, and a tabbed journaling card with craft paper, so you can either draw on it or journal on it, or even put a photo on it. It says Puppy, it's from the 50s. And you just stick it in here and you can still see through the vellum paper. And there is another scrap relief. And then we're on the home stretch. Here's this cute bunny with a ducky. And then here I used some of those German scrap reliefs, and I made a journaling card flip. So you have the lovely images on the top, and then when you flip it up, you can actually journal on those little cards here. They're all backed with coffee dyed index cards, and this whole thing is a pocket with a big tag, and this is from a German fairy tale, and it's just a paper collage with some sari silk. And then this is the end. And then in the back we have a library card pocket with an old photo. And in the pocket I have a coffee dyed library card. I have a elephant card from a card game. And a deer card from the 50s. Cute. And that is it. So this one, once you see this video, this one will be on Etsy, just like the other one. I didn't give them special names. So this is just called Childhood Memory Junk Journal number 2. The other one is number 1. Oh yeah, and it has 100 pages for you to journal on or glue stuff on in one signature. And that's it. Okay, let's do the second one. So this is, I should have shown this first. This is the Junk Journal number 1. These are Scrabble tiles from the 1950s. I found a Scrabble game and it was made in the 50s, so I figured, hey, this is perfect for my childhood memories journal. And they're all attached, so they don't come off, so which is good. So it says Childhood Memories. Same as the other journal. This has a retro style fabric, but this is sewn differently. This is sewn on the front and on the back, whereas this one is sewn around the whole thing. So it's just a little different. Also red seam binding for the closure. It also measures 9 inches by 6 inches. It has one signature on a 1-inch spine, and the signature also has 100 pages for journaling, gluing photos, memories, anything on there. Okay, and it's also made with fabric, and it has some batting in it, and it's very sturdy because it has a chipboard base, and the whole thing is made from scratch. Okay, so when you open it, it's pretty much the same as the other one. They have a few different things, but the stationery is the same. This one has a postcard from, I think it's also from the 60s, and this is apparently the only Corn Palace. Interesting. And then an old bingo card and a stationery, and they are in this paper pocket in the front. Here's, oops, a memories tab that I attached with a ball pin to a tab on the page. Here's an old kids book page. I believe it's from the 50s. Lots of writing space. Old kids book page, and I sewed some lace ribbon or trim on there. Then we have an ad for baby stuff from a 50s Life magazine. On this side we have an old vintage index card that I turned into a journaling card flip. So we have these 3 lovely vintage German scrap reliefs, and then you just flip them up and then you can just journal on them. And these are just backed with coffee dyed index cards, and this whole thing is a pocket, and I made this tag. It has some sari silk scrap as a little ribbon up here, and then it's a paper collage with this scrap, German scrap relief, and then some old ledger paper, and I've stitched around the whole pack. Oops. Fits perfectly in here. And then we have some little golden book pages, some old paper from the 70s actually. And then here we have this lovely girl. She's a corner pocket, and we have the duck from Go Fish. And then I made this one from a Japanese book page, and some other book images. And it has some craft paper on the back, and I sewed around it so you can journal on it. And then we have two vintage playing cards that you can use for whatever. Here's another pocket. I love this one. These are from the 50s kids books that I have, and I made this airmail tag with a little cute little bunny. This is a old Frontier Airlines airmail sticker that I found, and some antique German book page, and you can journal, and I also stitched around it. And then here we have one of those printed out from a digital kit paper dolls that you can cut out the clothes and actually dress him. I thought that was just a nice addition in case you want to be crafty and decorate him, and then, or this boy, and then stick him somewhere in the book. Some writing paper. Love this. I have dogs, every color. Some more writing paper. Here's a little German scrap relief on French paper. This is an antique book page from Black Beauty. And then over here I have a big pocket that I made from a paper collage, and I put in strawberry shortcake. It's fabric that I've sewn on a coffee dyed index card. And she's the 80s version, or she's the second generation of strawberry shortcake, my favorite. Love her. And then we have a porcupine. This is a card from a game from the 50s. Coffee dyed paper. Here's an ad from a 50s Time magazine. And then over here we have a fun little paper clip, and it holds one of those Kodak envelopes where you would send your the film to have your photos developed. Thought that was neat. Definitely a childhood memory. And just goes over the page, and it's a pocket so you can hide stuff in there. Goes over the page, and you just clip it on there with this little paper clip. Chips. And then we have little stationery paper, some old ledger paper, and then here we have the envelope pocket, and this is a girl from a strawberry shortcake book that I have from the first generation, or first version. And this is some vintage graph paper, and I just collaged some digital papers from wallpaper on here. Sewed another tab on here. This is a coloring page on coffee dyed paper. Mittens, Tom Kitten, and Muppet are very playful kittens. And this is from a digital kit, and so is this. And you can also color this one if you like coloring. And then here we have a photo negative from a national park. I forgot which one it was. And then we have a journaling card that I've sewn around. It's made from a paper collage. And then we have my book house book page. And over here we have this big pocket. Got some vintage doily, some lace, beautiful digital paper, and then I made this little booklet thing with vintage gift wrapping paper, and then you just have Bambi in here and a little birdie, and you can write. It's coffee dyed graph paper. And then we have this clippy thingy clipped on with the Tim Holtz clip, and it's just a journaling card with some old ads from a 50s magazine. This just holds on to the page with this little clip. And then another Time magazine page, coffee dyed paper, and then we are in the middle of the book. This is a kids book page, and then we have the same charm as the other one has. It's just two baseball bats and a baseball. Here we have a little corner pocket with a vintage doily, crochet doily, and it holds this little journaling card booklet thing that has the kitties, Little Red Riding Hood, and this one didn't say, can say paper dolls, and a little chipmunk from a 50s card game. Yep, those clever housewives. And then I have made an epoxy sticker from Beatrix Potter book images. And then we have some more writing paper, more scrap reliefs from Germany, another coloring page. I love these old old pictures, not photos, pictures. And I sewed some trim on here. And then here's the other side of the pocket with this cute little boy and some journaling space on the back of the card. I just love windows. And then some more ledger paper. This is paper from a reprint from the 1897 Sears catalog, and it was reprinted in the 60s. And some more coffee dyed paper. And then a big pocket here with old pages, and then I made this tag that I sewn around. It's a antique French book page with some lace, and then this is a card from a 1921 card game. Someone has been eating my supper. And then what else do we have? More writing space, and then we have another shaker. Well, the other one had a shaker too. It's a vellum pocket with sequins, and then we have this tabbed journaling card with a book, kids book page image from the 50s, and I just lost this. And then some vintage music paper with, I'm not sure what this is called in English. It's Goldmarie in German. Oh, Frau Holle. Yeah, it's Frau Holle. I don't know it's actually my favorite fairy tale, but I don't know the English name of it. Cute little bunny trying to carry an egg. And that is it. Z, it's the last letter, and we're at the end of the book. And then in here we have a embellished library card pocket, and I used some antique German book page, a label, and a real old photo for my grandma with her little grandkids, since it's a childhood memory book. And then we have a koala game card in here, and we have a coffee dyed library card, and then we have a flash card from 1992. It says Tupperware. Interesting. Okay, so this is the second one, or it's actually called number 1. And sorry if I repeated myself, but if you only watched this part and not the first part of the other flip through, then you haven't seen the other one. This is just, they have a lot of similar contents. So as I mentioned earlier, by the time you see this video on my channel, you will also find this in my Etsy, and I hope they will find good homes. I loved making them. I had a plan for them for so long, so now I'm very happy that they're finally finished, and I just love them. And thank you so much, guys, for watching my videos where I made those, and I hope you like them. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!